This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. I was just sitting here listening to Hardships and Matt. He's got a butler and a 50-year-old car. My shit, it doesn't work, and it's going to drive me nuts until I go fix it, which may be tonight. I don't fucking know. They got all the goddamn tools, everything else, paint pissing me off.
And yeah.
So anyway, big fun with that. And Matt, how you doing?
I'm good. I've just been doing things around the house this afternoon, getting the kids to do shit, which they haven't done yet. They've been told 2 or 3 times. Pick up the dog shit in the backyard. One of them's supposed to do that. The other was supposed to change the piss pads on his rec area. Hasn't been done yet either. Shit just ain't getting done.
Time to crack the whip. We got Jimmy Collins, Max from England, Franklin Morehart Jr., Tina Scott, Jolene. Eric Driver's here. So far, that's it. Out of 11 people, we have 5 commenting. That's nice. We have 1 thumbs up from Fred Shaw. How you doing, Fred? All right. So, Nick, how you doing?
Well, I don't have those kid problems. I got rid of that. It's all up to me now to clean up shit. But I don't pick my dog shit up out the yard.
No.
I'll let the rain take care of that.
Yeah, it's good fertilizer.
I guess California's a little different than Louisiana. Yeah, it's good fertilizer. Keeps the grass growing.
It's just an eyesore there, you know what I'm saying? With the, elites that come over here. I don't want them to see dog shit all over the yard. You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing.
Plus, you get to torture the kids,
which is fun. Like the elite that showed up last night. The elite that thinks you're some CIA operative or something. You need to have them step in some dog shit every once.
See, the key word there is Steve thinks I am, but he's not sure. That's my angle on it. You know what I'm
saying? Well, cleaning dog shit up. Cleaning dog shit up in the backyard is a very good way to torture the children. I mean, they hate it. They want the dog. They just don't want to clean up no shit or pee. And they think it's gross and so on and so forth. But, Larry Burns from Canada is here. Miss Anita from England is here. Everyone's saying hello to everybody, not paying a damn bit of attention to us. It's nice to be appreciated. It is.
And I have the bombshell. I've never seen this before. I don't know if I can peruse this into any sort of monetarial situation or not, but something that could blow the lid off the Charles Manson case that was swept under the rug that I have found out.
I see. Isn't it a little late now that he's dead?
You're going to resurrect him and kill him or something?
Yeah. We can multitask.
Well, I'm saying, it's not going to change anything. Like he didn't. He was totally railroaded, though. This even proves it more. Even though I know he was, this is, how many other things has he done? And, this is like the dude, like the George Floyd dude or somebody that, he's only been arrested 5 times, 6 times. Okay, how many fucking 20 times did he get away with committing crimes that never got caught for? You know what I mean?
Okay, Charles Manson was a scumbag. Let's see. Tina's eating a nice dinner and talking about dog shit. And Jimmy Collins having a bologna sandwich. Okay, that's nice. hard times there, Jimmy. But I got to tell you, only once in a while, bologna sandwich is good for you. I got ribeyes in the toaster.
Yeah, it'll make you appreciate the good food.
Ribeyes in the toaster. You are a chef there, Eric.
How's your piss eye today?
Oh, it's fine. My piss eye.
So you got us all worked up over nothing? What the fuck?
Well, how long do you think pink eye lasts? It don't last forever. Most of the times you only.
That's what she said.
Most of the times you only have to go to the doctor. It's when it persists you got to go to the doctor. Only with cheese and mustard, Jerry. That's true. You got to have the cheese. I think I probably eat cheese at every meal. I don't know. Max and Anita are talking about Skype for some reason. They're not thin ribeyes. It's a toaster oven. Oh, okay. I was going to say it, Eric. There's still some high living right there. You know, you don't have a real oven? I don't know. So Matt's going to exonerate Charles Manson tonight, apparently. Yeah, something.
You grill him up?
I don't know, something. You know, the engine of your car or anything would be good. Matt's going to exonerate Charles Manson tonight, apparently, and even though he's dead, which, you know, I guess is good. They can't let him out of jail. Fauci said we need a pink eye vaccine and everyone needs a blindfold in public. Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm kind of over the whole COVID thing. I'm ready for that to just, you know, everybody shut the fuck up about that. Max, did you find any chaps? Yes, he went to his gay nightclub last night, picked up 3 guys. It was nice. It's the British Army for you.
I'm back. In case anybody noticed.
Oh, we didn't notice, man.
Yeah. We were talking about you.
I was doing some more in-depth journalistic research. You know.
I see. And you cut yourself off.
It's in the name of journalism.
It's in the name of journalism.
Is it like CNN journalism or MSNBC journalism?
See how I sacrifice? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're. Yeah, Matt. We all bow to your sacrifice. Here we go. Thanks, Jerry. Well, it's no problem, Max. I mean, we know your secret life. It's out there now, you know. Besides, you're constantly fucking with us. It's our turn. I mean, we kicked your ass in the war twice, and that bail you out of every other one. I don't know what you're complaining about. Make your own chaps out of pleather tablecloths. Yeah, the checkered kind with the red, like the Italian restaurant. You would look cool, Max. All your other gay biker friends would enjoy that. People will be setting up sandwiches on your freaking legs. It'd be great. Alan McMillan is here. Just got my vehicle back from the shop. Main power steering line replaced for $290. Module for windshield washer fluid 1,000, and module for ABS brakes 800. Like, what the fuck over? Damn, $2,000 for that? You need to start learning how to work on your own car, man.
I'd go without the windshield wipers for sure.
Not in Canada.
I don't know what the other shit means either. What's ABC brakes? I don't know what that means either.
ABS.
ABS. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Automatic braking system. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
It keeps all the wheels braking at the same time.
Yeah, they
so you don't freaking spin around.
Yeah, they pulsate and that way you don't fly off the road. Alabama beat Tennessee 14 years in a row. Very happy for you, Kevin. I'm glad they're paying your bills for you. Kevin Bearden is here. Anti-locking brakes. Yes. ABCs. Everybody has them now. And that's the problem. There's a goddamn module for everything. And, like the one on my transmission from my, the good Dodge I had, that was $900. Otherwise, you couldn't, go. So
yeah, I mean, I had a van when we had the kids. I bought a van, and you would get it had tire pressure sensors that would flash on the dashboard and shit. And one kept going off, and I was like, this tire ain't flat or nothing. I went to get it looked at, and the fucker goes, "Oh yeah, it's just the stem. The sensor is no good." Oh, it's like $40 putting new in there. Fuck you! I ain't putting one of the fucking. Just take the rest of them out. I don't give a shit.
now, the old cars, they didn't have any of that shit, and they seemed like they broke down a lot less. And everything was cheaper to buy for sure. So, first alternator I ever bought, I think it was $20, brand spanking new. So.
The same way with tires now. I mean, that even tires into the breaking Manson tidbit of news that I have that's never been seen by anyone. Especially, I could tell because I've been a devotee of the the whole case for hell. I read Helter Skelter, the book, when I was like 12. Vincent Bugliossi's book,
yeah,
The Prosecutor.
Thinking
it was like fucking 1,000 pages. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking that may be part of the problem. Vehicles were easier to work on back in the day, but vehicles are safer and last longer. Now? No, they don't. The day the warranty dies, everything breaks on them. All right.
They're like buying a computer these
or
days.
Everything's
As soon as
plastic,
the warranty goes out,
even all your connectors that you got radiator fluid and whatever going through it, they're plastic. They're going to fail eventually.
Yeah.
Without any doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I had
gas line fucking fittings, plastic shit.
When I had the S10, the board for the wiper blades. You need a freaking computer board for the wipers. There was a leak in the seal somehow. It was a defect from the factory, and you'd have to replace it like once a year. And you couldn't drive in the rain too much. So, a Charles Manson coloring book will make you run out of the color red. Yeah, all right. Well, let's get to Matt's Charles Manson foolishness, and so he doesn't feel sad after reading the 1,000-page Helter Skelter book at 12 and changing his life forever. Remember when batteries required water? Yeah.
Well, some still do.
Oh, you remember the little looked like a turkey baster with the plastic balls in it to test the acidity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battery tester.
And you had to go buy distilled water to put in it because you found out that the garden hose you've been using really wrecks the fucking battery.
Yeah, you remember we used to boost batteries out of cars and shit.
No, I don't remember
We
doing
would
that.
drive
No.
him for a couple of days and was paying attention. You remember when we did that kind of shit?
No, I never
I
did
still
that.
have to do
Something
that
in the
every once in a
scrapyard.
while.
No,
I
I
still do
never.
that every once in a while with my vet because I don't drive it that often. I thought about cranking it today because I haven't cranked it in about 2 weeks, and it's a brand new battery in that sumbitch, and I don't want it to die.
And don't you remember when we'd go up to the train exchange freight yard and bust into boxcars and shit like this and see what was in there?
Were you a hobo back in the day, man?
No, he keeps saying we like he's learning French or something. I never did any of this.
Yeah.
No, I didn't break into things or anything.
Yeah, we.
No, I wasn't no fucking criminal like
Yeah,
that.
this we shit. You got a French mouse in your pocket or something,
Yeah.
man?
And then, we'd steal the dynamite off the tracks and everything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
to use for other purposes.
Let me tell you something. We have a train station, whatever the hell they want to call it, behind my house. My brother, my older brother, and his other nefarious friends just jump into the cranes and all the big equipment and do all kind of stupid shit. Fucking sheriff department showed up at our house. Now, I was with them walking the tracks because we're like 2 blocks from the track. And when they decided to do this shit, I was like, no. Y'all stupid. I'm going home. I know mama's going to beat our ass because I was younger than all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, eventually the sheriff department come over. I had to rat my brother out and his friends.
There is a way to recondition car batteries. You go on YouTube and you get the right shit. You can make one that's no good come to life again. Max says dynamite fishing is great fun. Yeah, not so much for the fish, but
Not if the game warden shows up.
yeah, no, the game warden don't like it either. You probably have to dynamite him. But
works well on locked doors too. When you use the metal strap and tie it around the doorknob, and you stick a candle underneath it and light it and wait about 3 or 4 minutes.
doesn't it also blow up the entire building the door is attached to? And then have the police and the fire department searching the town for thieving children?
No, it's a blasting cap. It's like a quarter stick.
I see.
Is all it is.
I see. Well, that's a real nice look into your former life there, Matt.
Oh, that reminds me of the Charles Chips caper.
Oh, dear God.
Charles Chips. Anybody know what Charles Chips are?
Yeah, everybody knows what Charles Chips are. They're not in business anymore, but they
Well, it was a big potato chip franchise. They used to sell them in them big tubs like you get like popcorn or Cracker Jack shit in. Looks like not as big as a 5-gallon tub, but big, like what I mean. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a manufacturer there or whatever, but never mind. It's allegedly that one of their trucks was hijacked.
How are you not in prison?
How do you know this if you weren't involved?
Everything's alleged,
And now they're out of business.
Involved.
And now they're out of business.
Anonymous sources.
American Icon gone under because of Matt stealing a truck of fucking potato chips.
I think you can still get them.
Yeah, Tina says they're still selling.
Catalogs from the Vermont Country Store. I don't know why, but They sell all kinds of shit that I haven't seen since I was a kid.
That sounds like
catalog.
That sounds like the Figgies catalog out of Wisconsin. Comes out around Christmas, and you can buy all them cheese logs and that kind of bullshit to send to people. Tina says they still sell Charles chips. Yeah, but they don't have the trucks going around like businesses used to buy their shit all the time. So.
Well, they apparently kept getting robbed.
Yeah, thanks to Matt.
Now, Matt, do you know where this alleged caper left the truck and where the chips went?
Yeah, fairly substantially. The whole encompassing arena of it, yeah, I could probably tell you pretty much.
So it went to your house.
I can understand why he's never been to jail. He can't. No one understands.
No. What good would that do to me?
Oh, you wouldn't sell the shit.
Yeah, that
caper and everybody else.
Well, when they ran out of orange juice and milk and shit to sell to the bars.
There's a fucking bar on every goddamn corner, man. You got plenty of customers.
Chips and beer, right?
It's nice to know that the bar owners...
Orange juice, milk, chocolate milk, various sundries and everything, you know what I mean?
It's nice
the delivery joint was about only like 3-4 blocks from my best customer.
It's nice to know
best customer?
That the bar owners in Erie, Pennsylvania...
How does a man without a job have a customer?
Yeah. It's nice to know that the bar owners were all buying stolen goods from a 14-year-old. Nothing could go wrong there. It's kind of like,
fucking half price. I mean, they gotta make a little ching too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's great. That's kind of like letting a crack addict be a go-between.
You need orange juice for fucking screwdrivers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Also, this one is bare. Okay. Actually, I was looking for G. Your hair smells terrific shampoo. That catalog has it, but not the same because the smell was from the glands of a deer. Why would you be looking for that?
That went out really smelled terrific. My best friend used to have that when we were in high school and junior high.
Like the fucking 70s.
That was some good shit.
It's like the 70s or something, or 80s that was came out. Tina's like going retro.
What
was the name of it?
Larry Burns says...
Your hair smells terrific.
Larry Burns says, Matt, please tell me you've had a CAT scan, and they said everything was normal. They lied. Jerry, do you have a mute button for Matt? No. Sadly, I don't. I only mute button. The only mute button I got will mute the whole show, which may also be good.
He has a catapult.
Yeah. Tell me you've had a CAT scan.
Yeah, I've had MRIs, EKGs, EEGs, KGBs, CAT scans, dog licks. I've had it all. You know what I mean?
You just hadn't had FBI, CIA, KGB, any of that.
Or Erie PD.
Well, some people are good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. There's no such thing as being good at crime. That's bad. Stephen Tolliver's here. That should straighten you out. Kevin Bearden says I can call in and sing.
You should strive in any endeavor that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. I'm sure there's some moral to that story. Deep in the folds in the mysterious mind of Matt. Nikki Young, how's your daughter? From Franklin. How you doing, Franklin?
It's probably because I spent the afternoon watching Goodfellas.
I see. Well, they
Well, Franklin, I haven't heard from my daughter in a couple of days, so I'm guessing she's okay. Or she's dead, and nobody told me.
Did your father wreck the bathroom? Then you'll know.
Yes. When that happens, I know something bad happened.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
When you're spending $600 on a toilet, you know someone died. Trying to extract an infected ingrown beard hair.
Or should be
hair.
dead.
Now, you gotta.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Stephen. Thank you.
You got to contract your dad out to like some construction companies. It could be a one-man demo crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell them somebody died.
Send them to random houses and just fall down in their bathroom and destroy their fucking toilets and shit, and then the contractor makes a mint.
Yeah.
And he can get a cut off of it. Talk about a good caper there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're thinking. You know, I got you thinking.
Yeah, thinking bullshit.
You know, if Matt ever came up with a good idea, we ignored it because we would be so shocked that we'd probably both pass out with a stroke or something.
What do you mean a good idea? They're all good.
No, they're not. No, they're all end up with somebody going to prison.
It's all perspective, man.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are.
Yeah, like, you know, me, I don't like prisons, so I think they're bad ideas.
Well, you're going to get pinched eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Who hijacked my tractors? What?
Huh? Wasn't us.
Yeah.
Sounds like a country song to me. Who hijacked my tractors? I'm going to kick that motherfucker ass.
Oh, the Mr. Bojangles guy died, the writer.
Oh, yeah. I saw that today. Yeah.
The man
The fuck,
Bojangles.
Sammy Davis Jr. has been dead for fucking 30 years.
He's not the one who wrote it.
Samus Davis Jr. didn't make Mr. Bojangles there, man.
Who can make the sun rise?
Our friends are different, baby.
Collectible and a miracle or two. The Candyman, the Candyman. Oh, the Candyman can.
What the fuck does that have to do with it?
That was Sammy Davis Jr. Mr. Bojangles was a nitty gritty dirt band who sang it, but the guy who wrote it was very famous. Met a man, Bojangles, and he danced.
What was his name?
Wore out shoes. Let's see.
Okay, what was the name of the guy that the Who was playing the Cow Palace in San Francisco in 1970? Keith Moon passed out cold behind the drums, like 2/3 of the way through the set, and they asked anybody in the audience if they could play drums, and this guy came up, said I can, and played with him. He played the last 3 songs. What was his name? He just came out of the crowd.
Don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, that's sort of a weird story. Scott Halprin. He was he moved to California. He was from Idaho or some bumfuck someplace, and he was, you know, a minor musician. Could play the drums. At least he didn't bullshit his way up there. And that was like his 15 minutes of fame. And then he died like a while ago. And the Who put up a memorial to him on on their page because they remembered it that he did it, and actually it was kind of weird. There's a video of it too. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, I remember that story. The dude just come out the audience and said, "Fuck it, I'll give it a shot."
That must be pretty cool to have
Yeah,
happen.
damn it.
Jerry Jeff Walker or Jimmy Jeff Walker was his name, the guy I'm talking about.
What?
Jerry
Joe Walker.
Jerry Jeff Walker. He's the one who wrote Mr. Bojangles and a bunch of other hits.
What did he do?
I'm sorry.
No, I have no idea.
Jerry Jeff Walker, country music legend and Mr. Bojangles songwriter, dies at 78.
Okay. That was his epitome of fame as Mr. Bojangles.
That's a great song.
Okay. Was is, and only would be the opposite
It's not
words
his only
there.
one. He was a prolific songwriter. What movie is that from, Jerry? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
What are you talking about, Jimmy? What movie is that from? Met a man, Bojangles, and he danced it lick. Wore out shoes.
Shut up, man. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit.
It's a great song. You have no musical taste whatsoever. Shut the fuck up. Are you going to get to fucking Hitler or whatever his name is at some point here or what? Because everyone's anxiously waiting except Max, who's sleeping.
Yes. If you want to know the rest of the story, I don't know how this tidbit crossed my portals, but maybe I am, somewhat connected to the Manson family indirectly, allegedly, and things like this. But this popped up on my timeline that no, I don't think anybody's ever seen.
Well, obviously someone has if it
Charles
came
Manson,
up on your timeline.
The day before, say again?
Obviously someone has seen it if it's popped up on your timeline, unless you put it there.
Well, it's been lost in obscuration for some reason. I would say, AKA swept under the rug, actually.
Okay, could you just speak regular English and get through this easier?
It appears that the day before the Manson murders, Charles Manson was stopped on the freeway just south of me on Freeway 5 at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon by the California High patrolman. He was driving an old bread truck. And back in those days, before radials, when a tire was going to blow, it would start disintegrating. So this patrolman was behind this bread truck, saw one of the back tires starting to come apart, pulled him over. It was Charles Manson and a 15-year-old girl. And so he checked him out, and he gave him a ticket because Manson didn't have a driver's license on him, but helped him change the tire. He said, I was there with him for about an hour talking to him. The girl was nervous. Manson was as calm as a cucumber, polite as you could be. Said, where are you going? She lives in San Diego. We're going down to her house for the weekend. Then I'm going to bring her back. We're going to get her stuff and bring her back. He's like, oh, and whatever. So they parted ways. Manson continued on. Was supposed to be in San Diego the whole weekend while the Manson murders were going on. So he had an alibi from a highway patrol ticket the day before, and they sat on it. They swept it under the carpet. The highway patrolman he didn't even understand it. That he goes, yeah, when I heard about it, I told my superiors about, I saw him yesterday. They contacted LAPD. They contacted the prosecutors. They said, no, you never saw him. We don't want to hear from this guy. No, he was never down there for the whole weekend. So they said, the superiors told him, well, they said if they want to call you as a witness or anything, they'll get back to you. The dude never did anything. He didn't understand that they were suppressing evidence that he wasn't there. They're ruining an alibi for Manson on purpose.
But Manson didn't
His defenders didn't get the information that he had been 200 miles away the afternoon before and was planning to stay there. They didn't even bother. They didn't exculpate that evidence.
But Manson didn't commit the murders. He sent people to do it.
Well, if he wasn't there, how did he send people to do it?
Maybe he was going to San Diego.
Just like the mafia does, man.
Yeah, maybe he went to San Diego to develop an alibi. Obviously didn't work, but whatever. I think everyone is safer knowing he's dead now, but we felt pretty good about the fact that he was in prison, Matt. He wasn't well. Although I believe a lot of...
If you delve into it farther, you can see that Bugliosi guy was insane.
Oh, yes, he was.
L.A. head DA. He was fucking insane.
Yeah, you couldn't quite tell.
He was not above suppressing evidence.
No, and
that wouldn't put it past.
I agree that no one should do that.
Manson was brilliant.
But,
he was insane, too. Brilliant, insane person.
Bugliosi was a fucking whack job. It was hard to tell the difference mentally between the two. Maybe that's what it took to convict Manson. I don't know. What I do know is Manson was not a well-rounded individual. So, and
well, this is a fact, but I'm saying that could be
I also believe that
if his defense lawyers had this information, I'm sure they would have used it. That he wasn't nowhere near L.A.
That's true.
The day of the murders.
That's true, but would you really want him out of prison, getting off on that? I don't think so. Besides, No,
that's not the point. I'm saying it's just don't think that doing dirty shit is some new thing, is what I'm saying.
No, and
I know
they do it to stay.
Even if he got railroaded, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's the same difference to me.
No, and as a matter of fact, it's wrong today. It was wrong then. But in the end, I'm thinking that probably not a bad plan. And Manson, I believe,
Manson
a lot of his
physically killed anybody, as far as we know.
No, but a lot of his
he was like the mob boss.
A lot of his shtick was like, especially when he did interviews. I believe he was acting. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying he was a well-rounded individual. I'm just saying that he was acting. A lot of that shit was an act.
Oh, yeah, you could tell when he was bullshitting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, he was brilliant about it.
Yeah.
He was bullshitting everybody.
That motherfucker still had followers in prison his whole fucking life.
Yeah.
That Tex guy was.
So I saw
He was the real
interview with
psycho.
a guy that was supposedly his son, and it's bone chilling to look at this dude and his story and think that he's not fucking Manson's son. I mean, you hold a mirror up to both of them and you go, yeah, that's his fucking boy. There ain't no doubt about that.
Wasn't he?
I saw that.
Wasn't
I saw
he?
that, man.
Wasn't he a musician, or isn't he a musician or something? I read an article on him not too long ago.
Yeah, some wannabe, but still he's probably making some money off of saying he's Manson's kid and everything like that. But I mean, his story is pretty credible, really. I know they wouldn't give him any DNA he wanted to test. They wouldn't give it to him, and now he's dead. And so pretty much, I don't know. Maybe he could contact some of his relatives and see if there's any matches, or something. Maybe he's got a fucking aunt or cousin or some shit. I don't know.
Well, that's where Matt gets the drummer
Did
gene.
they ever release that woman that was in prison
Nah,
because of the murders or whatever?
nah, none of them got released. I think one did.
So she's still there?
Squeaky Fromm got out, but
Well, I think one of them got released.
I don't know. The one with the cancer didn't. I don't think. Leslie something. Well, Leslie. The hell was her last name? That Tex guy. He was the fucking
Van
psycho.
Houten.
Yeah, the Tex guy was the fucking psycho. He went around killing everybody. He killed Shorty, didn't he? The cowboy that was taking care of the place.
Tex Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a murdering bastard.
I'm not sure if he's dead or if he's still in prison.
I think he's still in prison.
I'm not. I think he might have died a couple of years ago. I'm not sure.
I'll find out, but I think he's still in prison.
Well, they're all up in age right about now.
Is Tex Watson alive? Yep.
Well, the woman that part of the Manson family that one of my daughter's friends is related to, she's the one that's been in there longest for the crimes. I think the only one left. I think she's still there alive. 48 years or 49 years. I don't know what it is.
Let's see. Apparently, Manson was unimpressed by the Tate murders and had his followers kill even more people tonight. There were La Bianca. Watson was convicted of 7 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder. He's been denied parole 17 times and currently living out the remainder of his life in a San Diego correctional facility. He found God. He's now a minister, and the 700 Club even interviewed him about what a changed guy he is, which is, my beliefs changed from those of Manson to trusting in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, Watson said on his website. How the fuck does he have a goddamn website in jail? Abounding Love Ministries. I was only 23.
I don't know, but you know what I think about that shit? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
You could become Jesus Christ, but you still did what you did. It don't matter what you are now. Yeah. You got convicted of what you did then. It don't matter who the fuck you become.
Yeah, I was only 23 when Manson's beliefs led to the deaths of 7 innocent people, which I deeply regret, and I regret the enormous pain I caused their families. Today, I'm 58 years old, very thankful for my new life in Christ and all he has done. God's grace, which I am so undeserving, is the sole reason for my success and sanity after being in prison for 35 years. Oh boy.
That's got to be from a long time ago, but 35 years, it's been like 50.
Not only did Watson find
Yeah, fuck
somebody
yeah. 50
romantic,
years ago.
not only did Watson find someone romantically interested in him, but they also had 4 kids together thanks to conjugal visits. Watson is now divorced, and he and his wife are apparently friends for some weird reason. Let's see when this is dated. It's from Cosmopolitan. It's the first one I found. So that's from last year, August 23rd of last year. Yeah, text wasn't right, man.
Well, all right, I'll stand corrected.
Well, it's about time. Scott Peterson had a hearing the other day. No idea why. Maybe he's trying to get out of jail. They dropped charges against him. They're going to give him a new trial. Alan McMillan says, damn, you know too much about this psycho. That can't be normal. We're talking about Matt here, Alan. You know, I just hope Nancy Grace doesn't come out with a 2-hour special about the Manson case. I hope Nancy Grace doesn't come out with anything. I'm sick. I can't stand the sound of her voice.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want this to get too intriguingly eerie that, you know, I do have a remote connection in a way, and this is popping up on me and things like this. I don't like want to be recruited or something, you know what I'm saying?
Eric Driver says, wow, Tex Watson gets laid more than David Hogg.
Ain't that the truth?
Steven says he's 74 years old, so maybe you're right.
Oh.
I mean, that article was from 2019, so I don't know. It could have been a statement from years before, I suppose. I don't know. It's Cosmopolitan. I don't know. I don't read Cosmopolitan until now. Scott Peterson murdered his pregnant
really?
wife.
You're a regular subscriber, are you?
Supposedly he murdered his pregnant wife. They found reasons to give him a new trial. I believe he's still staying in jail, and they are going to charge him and bring the death penalty with him, but he's getting another trial. I agree with you, too. I can't stand Nancy Grace.
Yeah, I don't know why he'd whack her. She was a good-looking broad, man.
I don't know. Yes, she was pregnant, too, killing the baby. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. See, we all think we know, but we really don't. Did he do it? Probably. I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. But if he deserves a new trial, he should get one. Just like Charles Manson deserved to have all the evidence come out, and he didn't. Doesn't mean that I don't think Charles Manson belonged in prison forever and like 6 years after he died, just to make sure. Sorry. He said he didn't kill his wife. Yeah, well, what do you expect him to say? He wanted a new trial. And he said that the whole time. Maybe he didn't. Wouldn't be the first time murder conviction was overturned because he didn't do it. But then you don't know. Nancy Grace is fat. Nancy Grace just has a voice that makes me want to reach through the TV and choke her. Because, like Franklin says, she thinks her shit don't stink. I can't stand people like that.
Well, she just looks like she's pissed off all the time. Her expression on her face, it's like it's a little off-putting.
Yeah, but she seems very popular. A lot of people watch her, so I guess she was like the #1 show on the Court Channel or whatever it was. I don't know what the hell she's doing now, and don't care. I watched a few videos of her.
I forgot about her.
Yeah, she's very annoying, and I hope one day that they catch her doing something and put her in prison and shut her up. I do.
Well, didn't she get famous because didn't her boyfriend get murdered or something? This turned her into this vigilante journalist fucker.
I don't know. Something happened. I don't really know the story. Scott Peterson.
Yeah, something happened. I don't know what it was.
Scott Peterson got a new trial because one of the jurors was an abused wife. Okay. Okay. Scott Peterson was having an affair with a young lady and didn't want to get divorced, causing him to lose half his shit. Nancy Grace's voice makes my skin crawl. Yes. That's Franklin. They have Scott Peterson is trying
Now,
to...
let's analyze this part. Wait a minute. He had a girlfriend and didn't want to get divorced because he didn't want to lose half his shit. Okay. So you're going to kill her and then maybe spend the rest of your life in prison instead of just losing half your shit. I think the first option would be the go-to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Fuck yeah, Scott Peterson killed her. If he's exhausted all his appeals, then I disagree. He shouldn't get a new trial. Well, he didn't exhaust all his appeals, obviously, and he got one. And if he's guilty, my guess is he's going to get off. So I don't know why everybody's so uptight about it. Listen, guys, we want the criminal justice system to work. This has to be the way it fucking works. You don't have to like it. It's like when O.J. Simpson got off. They tried on the glove. They lost the case immediately. Regardless of why the glove didn't fucking fit, makes no goddamn difference. They lost the case right there. And he got out like he should have. Casey Anthony went through the system. I don't know if she fucking did it. And quite frankly, neither does anybody here. Nobody here was there. But a jury found her not guilty. And that has to be good enough.
Well, you know, the Peterson thing, I don't know, you know, that's weird. You know, you are going to be the prime suspect, and there's no which way about it.
Yeah.
Your wife is somehow found dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I don't know. It's not a rational thing. It's not something you could do and really get away with. It's impossible.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's just usually not likely. There's a lot of people get away with killing people. But
well, that is another thing. I mean, I've never wanted to kill somebody. I mean, I've, you know, I never wanted to kill somebody, you know, like even, you know, plan it, calculate. I'm like, no, I don't want to kill. I mean, even if like, you know, my ex-wife, I hate her, or I hated her, or I wanted to kick the shit out of her, but I didn't want to kill her. You know what I mean? But I didn't do either one. But you know, it's insane.
I have wanted to kill a couple of people.
Unlike
I thought about killing a couple of people, but I didn't.
Plan that shit on me.
But the difference between people like us and people like that is first of all, we have a 50-50 chance of getting caught, and we know it. And no matter how well you plan it. And number two, we have a conscience.
Allegedly.
We have a conscience. But if you plan it out well, you know, don't use a cell phone. Don't use your car. Don't, you know, none of that bullshit. Yeah, you can get away with it. But they catch you on cameras now. They catch you on fucking all kinds of shit. Cell phones, GPS, in your car, you know, everything. All right, you can't kill them in your house because they know when you tried to clean it up.
But I mean, it's what I said. It's not can you get away with it, but I don't want to personally be responsible for killing somebody. You know, I mean, you know, no matter how mad I am, I don't want to kill you. You know what I mean?
Saying it's not possible.
It's morally wrong.
Saying it's not possible be like saying you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. I do think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Just my opinion. I have no actual deer.
Well, no, not that it's not possible. It's you're playing with a stacked deck in that situation to kill your spouse. I mean,
the prevalent.
I'm not saying impossible. I'm saying non-likely.
The prevalent opinion is that he was killed. I don't believe that. I know. I think he hung himself.
It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah,
really.
Dead is dead. True. But again, I don't know either.
It works out for everybody the same way. What
annoys me the most is all these fucking people on social media who seem to know that he was killed. How do you fucking know that? Because you watched a goddamn YouTube video and some asshole pieced together a conspiracy theory? Come on. Guys try to kill himself in prison all the fucking time. And they succeed. You just don't hear about it because nobody gives a shit about prisoners. In his case, he was quite famous. I followed the case, and there was much more than circumstantial evidence, location, concrete anchors used, purchased, and unaccounted for. Well, that's fine. You know what, Alan? I'm not saying he's not guilty. Why does everybody argue with this? I'm not saying that. He probably is. But we have a system in this country. Like it or not, and believe it or not, it works more than it don't. We just hear about all the shit when it don't work. You don't hear about when all the shit when it does work. I don't believe that prosecutors should be making shit up or holding shit back. I don't believe that from defense attorneys, and I don't believe that judges should legislate from the bench, even in a trial. Because it's not fair, and it's supposed to be. Does everybody believe O.J. Simpson killed his wife? Yeah, he probably did. I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. Neither were you. Unfortunately, the trial worked out against that theory. Okay? And there's a lot of fucking shit that's being said about him going to prison for armed robbery also. They set him the fuck up. But no one cared. Okay? You can't get an unbiased jury in an O.J. Simpson trial anymore. You're going to get an unbiased jury in a goddamn Peterson trial because everybody knows about it. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know what Peterson's, what is the defense team's goal is. I'm not sure. Get him eligible for parole, or what are they shooting for? I have no idea. But he's not going to be overturned. I don't believe it's been too long. Unless they have some bombshell new evidence or DNA on somebody else who did it or something. I don't know what the basis of it is. I have no idea.
Well, it's because one of the jurors was an abused wife, apparently. I think, and I'm not sure how it works in every state, but I'm pretty sure that it works. That if one person, in order to get the death penalty, first of all, it has to be unanimous he was guilty. And if you have one bad juror like that with an obvious bias, whether she had that bias or not in that trial, you cannot take that chance. It's that simple.
Well, how the fuck they find this out now? Years ago. How do they find this out now?
They've been fighting it for a while. I don't know exactly what happened. I just heard it the other day. They're trying to get him out of prison completely. They believe he is not guilty. Well, maybe he isn't. I don't fucking know. And neither does anyone else here. All you know is what Nancy Grace said or some other talking head. And they all said that, oh, he's guilty. And then they shape public opinion. And, of course, the jury verdict was guilty. But then when you look at the trial and the transcripts and you look at everybody's background, well, shit happens. Judges make mistakes. There's all kinds of shit. But if we're going to put somebody to death, we better make damn sure, because there's been a lot of people put to death in this country that didn't do what the fuck they said they were do. They done. I mean, there's a lot of people who get found innocent on death fucking row because they didn't do it and they were just pushed into it. And I'm not saying that most of the people in prison don't belong there. They probably do, most of them. I'd say probably 95 to 98% of them. But do we really want to start saying that fuck the other 2%? Do we really want to do that? No, that's wrong. People don't belong in jail who did not do what they were accused of. I don't care what the fuck they did before.
Well, we'll take that as it sits, I guess.
Who's Nancy Grace? Nancy Grace is a talking head.
Just truncate on it.
Nancy Grace is a talking head. She used to be on Court TV. She may have her own show somewhere. I don't even fucking know. But she goes into all these kind of high-profile court cases. And she it's kind of like, the CNN or Fox News, like the Tucker Carlson show. They bring people in, former this and former that, and they all give their opinions on shit that they don't fucking know. Kind of like that.
Doesn't she write all these books?
Yeah.
Nancy Grace books?
Yeah.
Murder books or whatever the hell they are, drama.
Yeah.
Sci-fi or whatever the fuck they are.
She has taken apparently her fiance's death and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I don't like Nancy Grace. I can't stand the sound of her voice. And as Matt said, and it's a very good point, she has this I'm smarter than everybody and I'm always pissed off about shit attitude. So, that's just my opinion. A lot of but believe me when I tell you, there are many that do not share that opinion. Okay? If it was one of you guys or us in this courtroom and we didn't do something and got convicted for it, what would you do? What happens if you're accused and convicted of murder that you didn't do? What are you going to do? You're going to use the fucking system to get a new trial and bring out whatever you have to bring out to get out of jail. So people never remember this shit. It's like with General Flynn. This is why it's so fucking important with that trial with General Flynn, is because if that happened to us, we'd be under the prison. The only reason he's an American hero right now is because he was a fucking general and well known. Otherwise, no one had ever heard of him. Okay.
Funny thing is, there was this this radio show in LA, Opie and Anthony, that had Nancy Grace on, and basically they gave her bio just like you did. That her fiance, her boyfriend got murdered, and she turned that into her career. And they were like, badgering her, and she got all pissed off, and she stormed out, jumped up out of the interview and said, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." It was hilarious.
There you go. I don't think that shit's right either, because they're just building their brand, pissing people off. I mean, everybody builds their brand off of somebody else. Everybody. If you're famous or semi-famous. There are a lot of people in prison who deserve to be in prison for a very fucking long time because they're goddamn predators. Whether they've killed anybody or not makes no difference. Okay? There are certain people in society who do not belong to walk free. Sorry. But in our system of justice, they are not supposed to go to prison unless they actually committed the crime they are accused of. Okay.
Yeah, if you're an arsonist but nobody died, your ass deserves to be in prison forever, because you are an arsonist. You're going to set fire to something else if you get out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it works.
Yeah.
Your brain is geared to do that kind of shit.
Yeah. And eventually someone will die.
If you're a pedophile,
Yeah.
but you've only been caught with pictures on you have pictures on your computer, you should never be out of jail ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because eventually you can act on your pedophilia shit. I mean, whether the crime ever got committed or not.
It's true.
Some shit just needs common sense in the law.
Yeah.
The law needs common sense these days.
Yeah.
Instead of strict books, common sense.
It's like the kid who, raped the girl and, got probation because the judge didn't want to ruin his athletic career. What the fuck? There was another one I watched. The judge actually called the child of 5 years old a racist and found the guy not guilty. And he do that shit.
I mean, hell, Hillary Clinton was laughing about this guy way back in the 70s.
Yep.
When she became a lawyer before they fired her ass for being dishonest.
Yep.
Got this guy off for raping this young girl and laughed about it.
Yep.
I mean, how pathetic can you be?
That's right. I think most lawyers do not enjoy defending.
Well, that goes back to a lot of lawyers, but a lot of lawyers don't give a fuck if their client's guilty or not, even if they.
The Benjamins.
Yeah.
Lawyers don't give two shits whatsoever.
No, in some cases they do. I mean, the problem with it is
they have to, because your defendant is entitled to due representation. Even if the lawyer knows they're fucking guilty, he's still got to fucking defend them. That would be the hardest fucking part of it, really.
I think.
Yeah, even if he knows that they're guilty as hell, he still has to try to save his client.
In many cases,
That's just the way it is.
The reason people hate lawyers is because their job is to go into the courtroom and grill the raped woman. Their job is to go into the courtroom and grill the cop on how many mistakes he made in a murder case. That's his job. Look at O.J. Simpson. Mark Furman is now on TV making a good fucking living on, I think, Fox or something. He was a crooked fucking cop. Okay? Who produced evidence that didn't exist. Mark Furman. Okay? And now he's on fucking TV like he's everybody's fucking hero.
Oh, he's an expert on all these kind of cases now.
Yeah.
Anything, something like this comes up, he's expert witness and all that bullshit. Yeah. Well, it didn't hurt his career any, even though he, hey, what can I say over here? Allegedly.
The prosecution was doomed.
Yeah, they're all experts now.
In the O.J. Simpson case, the prosecution was doomed from the start. Okay, they had a judge who loved being on TV. Okay, the whole country talked about it. We all were there. We know the whole country was talking about this to the point of nauseum. Okay, but their case sucked because it was built on people like Mark Furman. And now look at them. Lawyers' job is to go and use every piece of law they can to get their clients the best deal they can, including being found not guilty. That's why people hate lawyers, because when you're defending some scumbag, racist, pedophile, or murderer, okay, that's your job to do, to get them the best you can get them. In some cases, it's a win if they don't get the death penalty. In some cases, there's nothing one goddamn lawyer could do in this world if he's the best lawyer on the planet. And good. Serial killers. We really want them running the streets on a technicality? We really want them not having a fair trial so that they get out? You really want the cops doing something really fucking stupid? No, you don't. And most of the serial killers.
But they have a right to take the protections that everybody is afforded.
That's correct. And
under the Constitution.
People get pissed off at lawyers until they need one, and that's a true fact. Okay? I mean, and I'll grant you there are lawyers out there. We all know who they are. Johnny Cochran was one of them. He just had a good rap, and he got people off, and but he was a good lawyer. If it don't fit, you must acquit. And guess what? He was right.
Oh yeah, the Al Sharpton of the judicial system.
Yeah, yeah. Calling it someone's job doesn't mean it has to sit well with me. Bank robbers are just doing their job. Well, Eric, we all know you're different than everybody, but in the end, if you want to be a good lawyer, you have to do your fucking job to the best of your ability. That's how you become a good lawyer. If you're a shit lawyer, you never get to do any of that shit. It's that simple. If I'm going to go be a lawyer, I'm going to go be a defense. If I'm going to be a defense attorney, I'm going to be the best goddamn defense attorney I can. And I'm going to use every piece of law and every piece of knowledge and every trick in the book I can use to get my client off, or at least get him a favorable, some kind of favorable sentence that he can live with. Nobody wants to live with one, but I mean, it's better than death, or it's better than spending the rest of your life in prison. That's your job. Being a bank robber is not your job. It is what you do. It's not your job. Was Furman the cop on the OJ case? Yes, he was. He's one of them. And he mishandled evidence. And he got caught in the trial on cross-examination. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, they let him retire or something. I don't remember. But it wasn't the first time either. That's the problem. He'd been caught before. Okay. Mark Furman was a scumbag as a cop. He's one of those cops that you don't want on your force.
Well, yeah, they brought in a whole. He was a racist and everything against, black defendants. He had a bias, and his character was dragged through the mud as well. But that's not hurt him that much. I mean, he's profitably gained by his notoriety as well.
No, I agree. Listen, most people, if you really think about it, would think that there's a fine line between being a cop and being a criminal. In most cases, cops break the law all the fucking time. All right, and the problem isn't that. The problem is that with most of the people they're breaking the law with, nobody cares. Because once they're in prison, they're out of sight, out of mind. The problem is what, if you're doing this to a guy who didn't do it, I don't care what color you are. I'm so tired of hearing about color in the justice system. I don't give a fuck what color you are. No one should get railroaded. Ever. And it happens. It happens. And when it does happen, like Florida has a cap on how much you can sue the state for. Guy's on death row for 10 years, and they can get, I think it's $175,000 or something. It's like, really? The justice system is a mess. There's no doubt. But the system itself is
I don't
not the
know.
problem. It's how people use it. The system itself is not the problem. It's how people use it. It's how it's bent by prosecutors, defense attorneys, and judges.
Well, it goes back to the
Go ahead, man.
Well, it goes back to the old jurisprudence saying that it's better to let 99 guilty men go than convict one out of 100 innocent men.
Yep.
You know, that's why all your civil liberties are set up and all that.
Yep.
It's to protect the man that is not guilty.
Yep. Yep. And, you know, I mean, you look at Charles Manson, like we were talking about before. Did anyone really ever want him out of prison? Maybe he didn't actually kill anybody. Okay. But old Charles was the one who ordered it.
In that spree, no, he wasn't involved in that spree. Whether he actually ever killed anybody is, fair game. The weekend, he was not there, no.
Camel Toe Harris didn't care whether you were innocent or not. She was hell-bent on suppressing evidence. Exactly. All prosecutors are, especially if it's a high-profile case. Okay. If it's a high-profile case, they will do whatever they can to get that conviction because that moves them up in the hierarchy. That gets them on TV. That makes them money. And people like that, I don't know how they live with themselves. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Not worth the money to me to have to look myself in the mirror
I'm sure.
and know some poor slob sitting in prison because I wanted to be famous or I wanted to be a politician or I wanted to move up the hierarchy in the state or something. She became the state's attorney general, doing just exactly what Stephen just said. She is now a senator in the United States and running for vice president in the United States because of shit that she did, just like Stephen Tolliver said. And she ain't the only one. I'm going to tell you something right now. That cop, what's his name up in Minnesota, they just dropped third-degree murder charges on. I don't think he's guilty. I think it's a political prosecution. I don't think that motherfucker's guilty. I watched both of them fucking videos. Now we got to watch the trial to see what else comes out. I don't care how him and his wife got along, and I don't care how he didn't like this guy to start with. He's accused of putting his knee on that guy's neck and choking him to fucking death, and he didn't do that.
I agree.
He didn't fucking do that. He had his knee in his back, up near the back of his neck, and that guy was stoned out of his fucking mind after fighting with the goddamn cops for 10 minutes or whatever it was. So the sad part is Keith Ellison, not his real name, is going to get his pound of racial flesh. That's the fucking problem. I mean, I'm so sick of hearing.
It's almost a gimme. They gotta convince the fuckers. They're gonna have riots every place. They
already have it, man.
That's the goddamn dick in the ass about any of these cops. Who the fuck would be a cop now? If you do anything, you're going to get railroaded just so your city doesn't burn the fuck down.
Well, here's the catch.
Your shit don't. You're a fucking fart in the wind, man. They got to keep a lid on it.
Here's the catch.
That's why cops are retiring at a rapid rate right about now.
Yeah, it's
just
true.
Like fuck it.
That's
true.
We're
not appreciated. We can't do our job. The governors, the mayors, our higher authority, they're not helping us. They want to defund us. They want to cut our pay. Fuck it. Why would I go out there to have to stand there and get ridiculed
There you go,
ridiculed
Ellen.
and beat up on, and I can't defend myself.
Well, here's the catch-22.
And then you get these cities that when the cops are leaving, they're like, well, wait a minute, we fucked up. You need to come back.
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck you. You fucked up.
Here's the catch-22. They take this guy, they put him in, jail forever. He can't even go to his house now. He had to go to a different state so he wouldn't get killed. They're charging him, in my opinion, way overcharging him, and shouldn't be charging him at all. But nevertheless, okay, they have. All right. Yet you're right. The protesting has something to do with it. That's where the politics come in. But in the end, then you have the protesters and the fucking rioters. The cops are catching them, bringing them to the local, DAs or state's attorneys or whatever. They're being let go. If we would start arresting these motherfuckers and they start rioting and shit, and we put them in prison for a good amount of fucking time, hey, maybe the rioting will calm right the fuck down. But they don't do that. They let them go. Meanwhile, this guy, who I watched the fucking video, and that's what all the charges are fucking about. I watched it like the rest of fucking America did, and if you're going to be real honest about it, this guy didn't do a fucking thing wrong. The second autopsy of George Floyd determined asphyxiation.
The right thing.
Yeah, from powder substance and fentanyl overdose. Exactly. Keith Ellison is not going to let this go. If everybody remembers, he used to be a representative in the House of Representatives. He was an asshole there. He's an asshole now.
It doesn't matter, man.
I know. I followed a drunk driver for 20 minutes.
It's like that Rayshard Brooks fuck.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The cops were talking to him for like 45 minutes. We're a colleague. Oh, go sit in the car, relax, blah, blah, blah. Everything was fucking Jake till he tried to handcuff him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's somehow their fault. It's fucking joke. Man.
It is a joke. And don't
be a dick with a cop.
Here's the main problem. What happens to
the problem?
What happens to any of these fucking if any of these cops, any of them, I don't care who it is, gets found innocent? Is that city going to explode? Yep. Sure is.
Oh yeah.
And why?
Oh yeah, but then you get the liberals said, you know what? If Biden wins and Trump loses, all this is going to stop. All the riots are going to stop. You believe that bullshit?
Nope.
For 1 second?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
These motherfuckers are stupid as fuck. They know that they can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to go to jail for it. They're going to loot, riot, and rob and steal and everything they can possibly do to cause havoc on this country.
Yep.
This is ridiculous.
Like, it's still going on in Portland for so fucking long. It's not even headlines anymore. They're still tearing up Portland.
Yeah, you don't even see it on the news anymore.
No.
It's like 120 days now, maybe, or more.
Yesterday's fucking news.
I mean, come on.
Exactly. The DA in the Floyd case is trying to get the second autopsy suppressed. Yeah. That's because Keith Ellison is in charge, really. The state's attorney. Keith Ellison is a fucking scumbag friendly. Simple. He's a scumbag friendly. And a Democrat. And this is a white cop. If that was a black cop, I bet he wouldn't be on him so much. But they would still charge that cop.
Oh, no.
I got to tell you, at
no,
some
but
point,
they don't tell you about the black cop that also got murdered by people that just wanted to kill a cop.
Yep.
You don't hear about that.
Yep. I kind of understand because cops deal with the worst of
Well,
people.
it's all the Black Lives Matter and everybody. They think every cop cop is fucking white. In most cities, like, Philly or Cincinnati or Pittsburgh, there's probably black cops are probably majority.
But they are. Whites are the minority. It's black, Hispanic, Asian. Those are the majority. White cops are the minority. Because who the hell wants to live there anyway?
Well, all I'm going to say is they did go a bit too far on Floyd. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Okay, I'm a cop. You're a cop, Kevin. We're out there on the street. We get called. Some guy's passing a bad 20. We take the guy into custody. We go to put him in the car. He starts fighting. What the fuck are we going to do? Say, okay, you can go? No, you control that motherfucker because he's going to jail. That's their job. And that's how the fuck they did it. And putting a knee in the back is a great way of doing it, especially up close to the head, because when you control the head, you control the body. The fact that that motherfucker was stoned out of his fucking mind didn't help, and the ambulance was on the fucking way. And everybody since Eric Gardner screams, I can't breathe. Because they see money signs. I can't breathe.
When she screamed, I can't breathe, before he was even on the goddamn ground.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And this guy was not.
Well, we don't let little things like facts get in the way of a good, police brutality.
That's true. Let me tell y'all something. Like Matt, my dad's a retired cop. He got sick and tired of the bullshit. Arresting the same motherfucker every goddamn day. They're lucky he kept his cool, because my dad is a big ass man. And he could have beat the shit out of a lot of people. Now, he's done it because they deserved it. And he actually told me one time he got scared one time because there was a big black dude that he arrested, and he took him to a booking room, and this dude said, take off your badge and your gun and I'll whip your ass. Okay, so when they go into the booking room, the cop has to do that by nature anyway. So he brings him to the booking room, close the door, and my dad tells him to sit down, and he says, I don't sit down for no white man. Well, that's all he had to say. That fool got knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
In one punch.
Well,
when he got up, and he was, yes, sir, Mr. Officer, no, sir, Mr. Officer, and he sat his ass down and took his lick because he was wrong. And so this whole city wanted my dad to be the chief of police in this city. But his lazy ass wouldn't do.
I'll tell you my dad's career highlight. He arrested a prominent black activist back in the 60s. Stopped him for something, and they had a bunch of like amphetamines on him or something. Arrested him. His picture on the front page of the newspaper, and they called him Harold. The arresting officer, Harold Clinch, and he's like, God damn it, highlighted my career, and they got my fucking name.
Yeah. I've had issues with cops one time, and I was an asshole, and they tackled my ass, and that was that. I was drunk and an asshole. They were wrong for what they were trying to get me to do. However, I should have just done what they wanted. That's simple. That fucking simple. And they knew they were wrong because
just
they
comply.
did. They tackled
this. Most of the time, they will let you go. They don't want to do the paperwork. Leave don't want to do the paperwork.
What happened was,
They catch you speeding, you do some stupid shit. They don't want to do the paperwork.
Yeah. What happened was, I was drunk. I had fallen, and the cops were there, and they came over, and they were there for somebody else. And they came over. I said, I live like right across the street from the hospital. You could see almost, well, if the hospital wasn't there, you could see my house from the place I was at. And they would let me go. So I said, fuck this, I'm going. And they tackled me. They hurt my knee. They ended up having to take me to the hospital. Never heard from them again. They knew they were wrong. They weren't wrong for tackling me. They were wrong because of what they were trying to make me do. That was bullshit. It is what it is. But in the end, when you argue with the cops, that's what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah, I've been arrested once in my life. Yeah, I've been arrested once in my life, and my dad was a cop at the time. Imagine that bullshit. Now, I was a bartender. And ABC board apparently came through and just anonymously said, I sold alcohol to a minor. Now, I worked for a bar/restaurant. The bar was before the restaurant. Same building, but it was a long shot building.
Mm-hmm.
And they waited till we closed, and then they show up and want to arrest me for selling alcohol to a minor. And I said, where is he? I was the only bartender there that night. It was a busy ass Saturday night. The only one there slinging drinks all goddamn night long. I said, where is he? Where is he? I remember every motherfucker in this building. Well, you'll see him in court. It's like, what kind of shit is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to see him now. Well, I can refute this shit because anybody could have left a bottle of beer or a drink on a table, and the guy could have walked in the door, grabbed the one, and said, I sold it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that shit went. They got like 12 people in Eunice that night. Now, the rest were convenience stores. We were actually a restaurant. It was a bar. We were guilty immediately.
Yep.
I paid that. I had to pay $300 fine, spend $48 in jail. Now I say jail because my dad was a cop. I didn't spend 48 hours in jail, but I spent, a couple of days in the police department. But still, went on my record. Well, it was supposedly expunged. Well, good luck with that shit. Never believe anything's expunged from your record. Because of my job right now, because of my security clearance that I have to have, they will find anything and everything that ever happened to you.
Yep.
Expungement means nothing.
Yep. That's true, because there's always a paper trail somewhere. And there's always somebody willing to get
it can go a little far at times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a kid, he's trying to get into the highway patrol. They do a background check. And, if you lie on any of your questions, blah, blah, blah. And like, have you been, got a citation or anything or been arrested? He's like, no. And they came back. He was like, well, when you were 14, you were driving a mini bike down the railroad tracks and the cop stopped you. He's like, what? Oh, fucking A. You kidding me? they disqualified him.
Well, you want to hear the crazy shit? This is the crazy shit. The same guy that arrested me those many years ago, over 20 years ago, he is now the city marshal. I actually just voted for his ass. And I hate the motherfucker, but I voted for him as opposed to the rest of them. See the irony?
That's fucking painful.
he actually handcuffed. Yeah, it was painful. I was butthurt. I was like, oh God, I gotta get this. But I told this motherfucker, I was like, dude, you actually gonna put handcuffs on me? You know exactly who I am. He handcuffed my ass.
Oh, because you were exactly somebody that was like exactly shouldn't be handcuffed. Was the butler there with you?
No, this fool knew I wasn't gonna be a flight risk or nothing. I mean, come on. It's like we were like 2 blocks from the police station.
Fucking procedure, man.
Yeah, they have no choice, I guess. But I got to tell you, tonight I
don't know what it's all about, but it ain't on camera at that point. I'm like, dude, just put me in the back of the car. I'll walk to the police department. It's 2 blocks away. Come on, I'll follow your car. You got me. Come on, let's go.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea to let the perpetrator follow you. Okay, yeah. I'm going to really explain this to the watch sergeant. Well, said he was going to follow me, and then he fucking left and took off, and blah, blah, blah. What the fuck are you talking about?
I wasn't going nowhere. I went on to do. Come on.
Yeah,
my dad's a cop. My dad would have kicked my ass.
No, everybody in prison is fucking innocent too, right?
Well, of course they are. But when you get through this dumb shit I just explained at length, who knows if I was guilty or not? Nobody can prove it.
That's true. It depends. You know what it is?
Well, you weren't at the proving it stage yet. You were at the under investigation stage at that point.
Yeah, they can't just let you, walk to the police station by yourself and turn yourself in or anything, Nick. I'm sorry, but that's just not the way that works. I know it sucks.
You didn't have to cuff me. Just say, come in, get in the car, get in the back seat. You can't get out the fucking doors at that point. Because the back doors, you can't.
Oh, yeah. Then did you go, hey, officer, can you hand me your pistol? Okay.
Yeah, okay, man.
Can you hand me your pistol? Oh, God.
Not like I committed a violent crime.
Yeah, I just want to use it for a second. No problem. I'll get it right back to your widow. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Nick. I can't go with you on this one, but I
didn't resist whatsoever.
Yeah, like, okay, doesn't matter.
Just get this done. Let's go.
It doesn't matter. They still got to handcuff you. I've resisted well, I didn't resist arrest because they tackled me and then there was no choice. But I mean, I resisted their orders and they fucked me up. All the other times I just, fuck, okay. I mean, fighting the cops, there's no end to it. And whenever I had a problem.
It's over here, they handcuffed her, taken abruptly to jail there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why'd they wait like 3 hours to come and get me?
So they wouldn't
knew it way back then.
Probably so they wouldn't fuck up the restaurant. I don't know. Maybe they were getting their ducks in a row. I don't know. That seems weird.
Maybe they had to
nowadays.
Maybe they had to call a judge and get a warrant or something. I don't know.
Nowadays they just walk in the place and lock the doors and that's it. I mean, I've seen convenience stores shut down just for that on the spot. Okay, people going to jail and the convenience store to chain locked.
That's what they did back then too.
Who knows? Maybe
they didn't. They just let it all ride and then came up with bullshit and then showed me a Xerox copy of some dude that I supposedly sold this something to. That's all I got. A black and white picture of some dude who obviously
that like reminds me of the
somebody made up to look older.
My old watering holes. sort of. I started frequenting when I was like 15, 16. And the owner proprietor was a cop's son who his dad knew my dad, and things like this. So Ed, Big Ed. So I could go in there at like 15, 16 into the bar and drink and shit. And Ed was notorious for serving minors. You want to have a lot of broads in there. You had a live band and things like this. And you would get a phone call and say, "Oh, the cops are coming," and me and a few select people would go hide in the kitchen while the cops raided the joint for minors and things like this.
Okay. Easy, Nick. Easy. I know. Should convicted felons get their voting rights back after completing their sentences? Apparently in Florida, everyone agrees that they should. I personally did not. I voted against it. You want to play the game,
I don't know why you don't agree. I do not agree
well,
with it.
First of all,
actually, I don't know. It depends on what your crime is. I don't know.
First of all, if you
per se.
First of all, okay, and in Florida, there are ways to get your voting rights back if you are a convicted felon. Now, if you are a convicted felon 25 fucking times, why would we want to give you back your voting rights? If you're a convicted felon once and you stay out of trouble, why wouldn't we give you back your voting rights? But now, everybody gets them back, and they're fighting it at the state level, trying to get people to... they have to pay all their fines and this and that and the other first before they can have it happen. And a court told them they couldn't do that.
Well, I can understand both sides of the coin, but like you say, I mean, depending on the crime and how long ago and your stellar citizenship, you turned your life around, 30 years ago, or, I can understand the beef of it.
Yes, but there are ways of doing that. Yes, it costs money. It's part of the fact that you're a fucking ex-felon. Yeah. You should have to pay. The shit should not be handed to you. Sorry. That's the way it is. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is, because in Florida, slowly but surely, they're getting their voting rights back, handed free of charge. Free of charge. Just here you go. You didn't give a fuck about them when you were robbing a bank. You didn't give a fuck about them when you were doing this and that and the other.
Well, I mean,
you didn't give a fuck about being a good citizen while you were robbing
Florida
people.
Goes, I mean, felons in with, I don't know.
You don't have to get felony charges expunged. All you have to do is you have to do your sentence, whatever that may be. If you get out of, we don't have parole here. We got probation, I think. Whatever. But anyway, finish that, and then stay out of trouble for a certain amount of years. That's the law. And then you got to go before a judge, fill out a bunch of fucking paperwork, do this and that and the other, and then the judge decides if you can get your voting rights back. I've seen it happen to guys. Okay? I've seen it happen.
I don't know. There's two sides of the coin. Should they ever be allowed or never be allowed? I don't know. You have to take it on an ad hoc, case by case. I mean, felony can be actually considered fairly minor. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. only portray one on TV, but what can I tell you?
I mean,
Yeah,
I know, I understand.
there's a lot of felony charges that are not involved with murder and bank robbery and
Violence or anything, violent crimes. I don't know.
Drug charges. Now, whether you're gonna, if it's excessive drug, get your ass in prison and stay there. But if it's minor shit, some people been in prison forever over a minor shit just because of drug charges.
Yes.
Now,
but
here's the problem.
Here's the problem. They knew this is the thing I get with people making excuses for these fucking people with the drug charges. Okay, you know it's illegal. You know what can happen to you if you get caught. You do it anyway. I got very little sympathy for you if you get 20 years for a fucking joint if you know that you're not supposed to be doing that shit. Okay, I have very little sympathy for you. I don't want to hear you crying. I don't want to hear any of your fucking bullshit. Why were you doing this if you knew it was illegal? I mean, I used to watch these two kids where I lived. I was running the buildings and everything, and they'd always be behind the fucking dumpster. Well, it should be legal. I said, well, you know what? You two are the ones hiding behind a fucking dumpster to smoke pot. So when the cops show up, don't cry. I'm sick of this. People making excuses for people doing stupid fucking shit they know they're not supposed to be.
The only thing I think about crimes are like bullshit. If there's drugs, there's going to be violent crimes. There's no doubt about it. Whether you do it or you sell it to or you get it from, there is violent crimes. It's not a non-violent crime selling drugs.
Well, the violent crime comes
it works its way down the ladder somewhere.
The violent crimes come from usually the drug selling end of it. The petty crimes come from the fucking buying end of it, normally. That's how it normally works. Okay, because once people get hooked, they'll steal a fucking cardboard box so they can get a $5 rock for it. Okay, they don't care. They'll sell their own children into fucking white slavery for drugs. I knew a girl ran 2 gas stations. She was very big in this company. Okay, they fired her because she stole $60,000 worth of merchandise and lottery fucking tickets. Came home every fucking day and gave a bunch of shit to the drug dealers so she could keep herself in drugs. Okay? There's no such thing as this is not a crime that hurts anybody. Bullshit. That's why they're called crimes. And if you're dumb enough to do it and more dumb enough to get caught, you deserve to go to fucking jail or pay whatever penalty that you're supposed to pay. And stop bitching and whining. You're the dumbass who did it. Outlaw Morgan is an example of that. He did his full sentence and still can't own a gun. I could give a fuck if Outlaw Morgan can own a gun. Outlaw Morgan did stupid shit. He got what he deserved. Okay? We all do stupid shit. Most of us try not to do stupid shit to get thrown in fucking jail.
Well, that's a little different. Owning a gun is a little different than being able to vote. I don't know if I got to toss up giving a convicted felon the right to own a gun or voting. I think I'd go for voting instead of owning a gun.
Well, here's another deal. This is all political anyway, because this is all Democrats who want to pull this shit. They're the ones that got it on the fucking ballot because they know these people want to fucking vote Democrat. They know most of them will vote Democrat. That's why. Everyone can like whoever they want, Jolene. I don't care. I personally can't stand Outlaw Morgan, and if you love him or like him, whatever, that's fine. I don't care. That's not what I'm saying. Outlaw Morgan is no different than the rest of us. If we do stupid shit and we get caught, don't cry. You did it. That's that. Don't blame your mother. Don't blame your father. Don't blame your fucking aunt, your uncle, or the next door neighbor. You're the one who did it. He's crying because he can't own a gun. He's crying, I can't vote. I can't do this. I can't do that. You know what? Tough. Maybe you shouldn't have committed the fucking crime. You knew when you were committing this crime that you were wrong. And you shouldn't be doing that shit. People who commit crimes know they shouldn't be doing that shit. Just like people get in their fucking car drinking and driving. No, they shouldn't be doing that shit, but they do it anyway. And I was no different. I did it too. And I got caught. And I got caught in the weirdest fucking way. Somebody just slammed into me and I was drunk. They were out on the road without a driver's license and not in their own car. They were borrowing their boyfriend's car. She took me and my car completely out. The transmission ended up in the seat next to me. I spun around 3 times. She ran a red light. And I got a DUI. And why? Because I was drunk. Simple. We break laws every day we don't even know about. But if you're out there and you're dealing drugs or you're fucking smoking dope and out in the middle, I mean, I used to go to this one bar where everybody sit out front smoking pot. I'm like, what is fucking wrong with these people? And the bar owner didn't have a problem with it. I'm like, what is, you know, they're going to get caught one day. You're going to get shut down. Okay. You don't care. I don't care. That's the thing.
Illegal here, bro. Unless you're driving.
All I was doing was smoking a joint. It's fucking illegal in Florida to smoke a joint, dumbass. Fuck you. Unless you got one of them cards. And then you got to give up your Second Amendment rights for that. Because apparently pot dealers are out there shooting each other. I don't fucking know. It's crazy. Everybody can like whoever they want. I don't care. I know who likes who. I see the videos. I see who's on there. I don't care. I really don't. But if he's going to whine about, no, I can't own a gun, I can't do anything. Fuck you. Don't commit the crime, moron. I'm tired of people whining. They bitch and moan about the fucking left. Oh, they whine about everything. Well, we whine too. Stop whining. You know, my life's a fucking mess. And you know whose fault that is? Mine. And you know, I drag my wife down with me. And that's what I feel the worst about. Now she's sick and I can't do a fucking thing for her. But it's my fault. My whole life is my goddamn fault. And that's just a fact. And I got to live with that every day of my fucking life. And you can better believe I don't blame nobody else for my shit anymore. Well, I guess I've lectured everybody enough. Nobody will listen anyway, so it doesn't matter. Everybody's allowed to have whatever opinion they want. And everybody's allowed to like whoever they want. I don't really care. I don't try to stop people from doing what they want to do. But that's my opinion. Take it, leave it, throw it in the garbage. I don't care. Whatever. We're out of time. Matt, you got any last words for tonight?
Well, I was going to get into the top 10 things that the United States government has sealed in their archives, but I couldn't get on the internet. I think my kids got it all tied up, but we can save it. So, Bonvenito.
Well, we can get into it Monday if you want. That'll be fine. We will be back Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Nick, how about you, buddy?
We're all good. I hope it doesn't rain anymore. Still had that goddamn contractor. He hadn't showed up yet, and it poured ass storm, almost like a hurricane last night. I don't hope I don't get a damn leak through my roof and shit. So We'll see what happens. Other than that, see y'all Monday night.
All right. Please stay vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. And always remember, it's amazing what you can do when you have no other choice. My name is Jerry. On behalf of Matty K and Nick Young, we bid you guys a great weekend. Don't kill anybody. And tomorrow is Steven's wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. And we'll see you Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. Bye.